from Francis Marion University. We are here at beautiful Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium for today's tilt. This is Peach Belt Baseball, Columbus State Cougars visiting the Francis Marion University Patriots. Alongside Michael Hawkins, the Sport Information Director here at Francis Marion, I'm Paul McDonald, and I'm thrilled to be bringing you this game today. A very key matchup for both squads in Columbus State. They are 9th in the Southeast region, and also they currently secure that crucial 4th place position in the Peach Belt. That would secure the last playoff position for them in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. For Francis Marion, they're looking to chip away at the lead of Columbus State and sneak into that 4th place position. They've got some work to do, and it's going to start today on the shoulder of Halton Hardy, the right-hand pitcher who will be starting today. We'll get you some lineups here in a moment. But again, thanks again for joining us for Peach Belt Baseball. Let's give you the Columbus State University lineup. Number 15, shortstop Isaac Boughton. Batting second, number 18, the right fielder Colby Brabston. Batting third, number 19, the catcher Robert Brooks. Batting fourth, number 10, the first baseman Stephen Minter. Batting fifth, number 7, the third baseman David Meadows. Batting sixth, number 9, the left fielder Dane Bullock. Batting seventh, number 22, the designated hitter Will Wilbanks. Batting eighth, number 4, the second baseman Matthew McDade. And batting ninth, number 13, center fielder Connor Curley. And the pitcher for Columbus, lefty Jalen Latta, number 17. He comes in with a 5.13 ERA and a 2-3 win-loss record on the season for Columbus State. Now the lineup for the Patriots. Batting first, number 3, center fielder Bill Hanna. Batting second, number 49, second baseman Tanner Wakefield. Batting third, number 5, first baseman Will Hardy. Batting fourth, 44, designated hitter Darius Nobles. We're going to pause for a moment for the playing of our national anthem. Continuing with the lineup for Francis Marion University, I think I mentioned, batting fifth, number 17, third baseman Todd Maddox. Batting sixth, number 21, the shortstop Jack Hegan. Batting seventh, number 9, the left fielder Carson Jones. Batting eighth, number 7, the right fielder Colby Crapo. Batting ninth, number 38, the catcher Tristan Freeman. And pitching for the Patriots out on the mound, getting his warm-up tosses in, number 56, righty Halton Hardy. He comes in, he is a freshman coming in with a 5.09 ERA, a 2-1 win-loss record in 8 appearances, 6 of those starts for the Patriots. He's chipped off 35 innings, and as Art Inhabitant, the longtime head coach for the Patriots, will tell you, he's looking for Halton Hardy in this 3-game series, 2 of which are being played today. He's looking to Halton Hardy to eat up some innings today to take the pressure off of his relievers throughout the course of the day and into the game tomorrow. So we're just about ready to start here with Columbus State University coming to town here in Florence, South Carolina. Columbus comes in number 9 in the Southeast region with a 19-9 record, 14-9 in the Peach Belt Conference. For Francis Marion, they come in with a 14-14 record, 12-14 in the Peach Belt. And we're seeing 2 storied coaches out on the field today. For the visiting Columbus State, Greg Appleton, 840 and 442 in 24 seasons. For Francis Marion, Art Inhabitant, 708, 455 and 2, and also in his 24th season. So we're here and getting ready to start. We're going to see first pitch. This is Isaac Boughton out batting. Nice hitch in his swing, ready to go. The first pitch is a ball, and we are underway here at Sparrow Stadium.
Paul, first pitch came in at 1:02 p.m., 65 degrees, winds out of the east-southeast at 8 miles per hour, and partly sunny.
Well, and you made that remark. You said the pitch came in at 102. I wasn't so certain if that pitch came in at 102 miles an hour, so I'm glad you clarified that, Michael. And a drive, high looping can of corn to the right fielder, and that ball goes down. Brabston, Crapo with the easy catch for out number 1. Now coming to the plate, Colby Brabston. Colby Brabston comes in with a .253 batting average, a slug of 482, so he's still looking to get on track, the lefty batter here facing Halton Hardy. A nice swing, but a good read by Jones. Jones in left field takes 5 steps over his left shoulder and catches the line driving ball from Colby Brabston. Nice job by him to pick up that hit. Now coming to the plate for Columbus, number 19. This is the catcher, Robert Brooks. Brooks leads the way in dingers. He's got 14 on the season, along with 36 RBI for the Cougars. High and outside is the pitch. That's the call from Halton Hardy, and I love to hear the pop of the glove. That's really a sign of spring and a sign of wonderful things to come here in mid-April in Florence, South Carolina. Nice cutting pitch for a strike there. Probably the best pitch from Halton Hardy so far today. Can you see that movement all the way from here in the press box? Another pop of the bat. This is a strong one. Backing up all the way to the fence. Crapo takes care of things. He almost got turned around, but instead he catches it for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Patriots, taking out Columbus here in the first inning, and we're going to see the Patriots here coming up in just a moment.
The Swamp Fox Club is a fundraising arm of the Francis Marion University Athletic Department, and it supplies assistance to all 14 intercollegiate sports. On behalf of the student athletes at Francis Marion, I would like to thank all those who are members of the Swamp Fox Club for their support.
Thank you.
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 Thank you for joining us on the Patriot Sports Network. And let's give you an update on the umpires here so that you know who is patrolling the field and keeping things straight. First is Macon Hammond. He's behind home plate. The first base umpire is Keith Atkinson. Third base umpire, Mark Morgan.
Paul, the starting pitcher for Columbus State today, Jalen Latta, 6'1", 180-pound senior left-hander out of Columbus, Georgia, graduate of Northside High School. As you mentioned, he comes in 2-3 with a 5.13 ERA. This will be his 9th appearance, and those are all starts. 47 innings pitched, 49 hits allowed, 30 runs, 27 of those earned, 34 strikeouts, 22 walks, and opponents are batting .266 against him.
Well, and 266 sounds a little high, but that's actually not a bad batting average against when you consider metal bats and the intensity of Peach Belt baseball. So good on Jalen Latta, and he contributes a ton to this Columbus State team. And speaking of Mr. Latta, he is standing off the bump, mentally prepping, and now he has gone up to the rubber, and he's getting ready to toss his first pitch of the day. That'll be against Bill Hanna, the leadoff hitter for the Patriots. High and outside is the pitch, so 1-0 is the count. Hanna with a hard swing that chips off the third baseman's hands. That's the third baseman, David Meadows. He could not handle that ball. Hard driven by Bill Hanna. That ball squibbles off of his glove, and the leadoff hitter is aboard for Francis Marion. Now with that, the second baseman, number 49, Tanner Wakefield. Tanner's hitting a solid .344 on the season, slugging at .462, on base at .483. Not a lot of walks to his credit. Swings at the first pitch. That ball is sailing, floating into the easy hands of the right fielder in Brabston. Brabston takes care of the first out against the Patriots.
Hanna, the runner at first ball, is the leading base stealer for your Patriots this year. He's 7 out of 9 in that category.
Going to have to keep an eye on him if he makes it to second base against the lefty Jalen Latta. It's going to be a tough steal in this situation, but let's see if he can make it to second base. Now that becomes a nifty move if he could snatch third, if the Patriots are able to move him over to second. And the first pitch to Will Hardy, just outside, and Latta was hoping that that call would be made on the black, but instead that ball is just a little bit wide. 1-0 is the count. And sure enough, there's the steal. Nice job by Bill Hanna to snatch that base, and part of it was for the catcher. Freeman couldn't quite get the, Brooks couldn't get the handle to flip that ball across the diamond down to second base, so that steal is uncontested. And a nice grounder. Good work by Will Hardy to keep the ball in play and to get that ball to the right side of the field, allowing Bill Hanna to move over to third. So Bill Hanna only 90 feet away from tallying the first run of the game for the Patriots.
Well, that'll bring up Darius Nobles, our DH. Nobles has been on the injury shelf the last 2 series, so he's back in the lineup now after missing about 6 games.
Well, he's got to be anxious to have an opportunity here. He is the cleanup batter, and he has a chance to clean up Bill Hanna. Bringing him in from third base would be a great return for Darius Nobles to knock him in.
Nobles second on the squad and runs batted in with 22 behind Todd Maddox, who is in the on-deck circle. He has 31.
Nobles collects himself, just making sure that he is ready. He's got a good grip on his club, and he is ready to take a swing. There it is. A drive grounder in between the shortstop and second base. Bill Hanna strolls home for the first tally of the game. The Patriots lead 1-0.
And that's been something the Patriots have done all season, is score in the first inning. That is the most successful inning for the Patriots this season. If I can find my right stat sheet, I'll give you the official numbers. They have outscored opponents 35-22, now 36-22 in that first inning.
Well, and there's nothing like getting on top of somebody early, putting a little pressure on the opponent, and putting a little pressure on the pitcher, Jalen Latta, to get out of this inning. And to get out of this inning, he's going to have to get past Todd Maddox, number 17, the third baseman at the plate for the Patriots at the bat. Just outside is Jalen Latta on his pitch. And again, Jalen Latta is behind. Jalen Latta has fallen behind on 4 of the 5 batters he has faced so far today. 1-0 is the count against Todd Maddox. High pop fly, easily collected and fielded by the left fielder Bullock, and that finally wraps things up for the first inning. But after one, the Patriots lead 1-0.
Francis Marion University has been around for more than 50 years, but now more than ever, we're looking to the future. 13 new programs in 6 years. Majors in engineering, advanced healthcare, environmental science, and more on the way. New programs that meet the challenges of tomorrow. Your future depends on what you study today. And at FMU, your future is bright.
So we're ready to start the second inning. Patriots do lead 1-0 on the RBI from Darius Nobles just a moment ago. And we're getting ready to see Columbus State bat here in the top of the second. A nice slicing slider that goes down and in, but on the black, and that's a first pitch strike for Halton Hardy. That one swept the other way. Nice job by Hardy mixing things up, and 2 quick strikes. This 0-2 count against Stephen Minter for Columbus State. Oh, and you got some fans that really would like to have seen that one rung up. Instead, that pitch was considered just an inch high. So 1-2 is the count. A chipping golf shot that gets down. Nice job by Minter to chip that ball essentially in front of the left fielder Jones, but just shallow enough to that Jones could not get to it. And the leadoff batter is aboard in Stephen Minter. That is the first hit of the game for Columbus State. Now at the bat, David Meadows. Can't fault Halton Hardy for giving up that hit. It was more of a chip shot golf swing that was just chipped up by Stephen Minter. Got to give Minter credit for going down and getting that. He had to protect the plate. Already 2 strikes against him, so he was protecting from the strikeout. Nice job by Minter to chip that away. That is a base hit. And that pitch was headed square at Meadows. But for Meadows actually took a swing at it. Had he not swung, he might have been able to get the hit by pitch and get on base. So instead, it is a foul ball, and 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Quality bunt by number 7, David Meadows. That moves that ball around and Stephen Minter moves all the way to third, and it looked like it was going to be fielded properly by Tristan Freeman for the Patriots, but Will Hardy couldn't quite get the handle on the flip from the catcher, Tristan Freeman, and that was the end result. Was a nice quality bunt, put pressure on the Francis Marion defense. Runners at first and third here early on in the second.
You'll credit Meadows with the sacrifice bunt there, but he reaches on the throwing error by Freeman. Head coach Art Nabinett came out to check with home plate umpire Mark Macon Hammond just to make sure that the runner going down the line was in the running lane and not interfering with the throw.
And Coach Nabinett is always going to keep the umpires on their toes. Coach Nabinett knows his game left and right, and he wants to at least plant that idea in the umpire's mind. The next time that scenario comes around, that prior conversation could come into play. So first and third, no outs, and the Patriots have some work to do to get out of this inning. Nice job by Columbus State to start out things in the second. Columbus went down 1-2-3 in the first. Batting for Columbus is Dane Bullock. Bullock, the senior, hitting .327 on the season, 26 RBI, and he's got an opportunity for at least one more here with runners at the corners.
And that RBI total is third on the Cougars squad this year.
Halton Hardy doing a good job of keeping most pitches low, but that ball was down almost into the dirt. Nice stop by Tristan Freeman. That's a ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here against the batter, Dane Bullock. Hard swing by Bullock, goes to center field. That ball is taken in by Hannah, but that's a wonderful sacrifice. And of course, number 10, Steve Minter, is going to saunter home to tie things up. Francis Marion with 1 run in the first. Now Columbus State responds with 1 in the second on the sac fly by Dane Bullock. Now to the plate, number 22, Will Wilbanks, the designated hitter, the lefty for Columbus. Swings and misses. His timing was off on that one. He was a little bit behind the fastball of Halton Hardy. Wilbanks collects himself and gets back into the box. He's ready to take another swing. And the hard swing of Wilbanks goes through the first baseman for the Patriots, and that's going to be an error charged against Will Hardy. That ball went right through him, and we got runners on the corners again.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball, but right at the first baseman, and he's got to make that play and get the out at first base and limit the damage here in the second inning.
Yep, and the first baseman's got a lot on his brain over there. He's dealing with a runner. He's also dealing with the hard batted ball, so he wasn't focused enough to corral that hard hit from Will Wilbanks. Now at the plate, Matthew McDade, the second baseman. He is number 4 for Columbus.
McDade with a homer, 23 RBIs on the season. That's a lot of RBIs from your number 8 hitter. And those have been collected in 24 games, so he's done a good job at the bottom of the Cougars lineup.
Nice fastball from Halton Hardy. Just too much gas for Matthew McDade to catch up to. You can see McDade was possibly expecting something that was a little more off-speed, like one of the sliders that we've seen earlier in this game, or even possibly a change, but no such luck. And the bunt for McDade is successful. And just getting up is David Meadows. David Meadows slid to the plate. He did a good job avoiding the tag from the catcher, Tristan Freeman. I think about the only flaw in that scenario, Halton Hardy decided to take the ball with his glove and flip it with his glove, not with his throwing hand to the catcher. That ball was flipped high, not enough time to take care of number 7, David Meadows. That's the second run of the game for Columbus. So Columbus takes a 2-1 lead here in the top of the second.
So you credit McDade with a sacrifice bunt and an RBI as he reaches on the fielder's choice, and Wilbanks is now the runner at second base.
And another bunt, the attempt by Connor Curley. That one is fielded proper by Bill Hanna. Bill Hanna flips across the diamond to the first baseman in Will Hardy, and that's the second out of the ball game. And Columbus has decided that small ball and bunting might work, and so far it has worked for them. That is actually the first out that FMU has tallied against bunts of Columbus State so far. Columbus State has attempted 3 on the day. Nice curveball by Hardy, and that fools number 15, Isaac Boughton. Here in the second inning, he is the leadoff batter for Columbus, so already Columbus has batted around and have come around again for Boughton with runners on second and third for him.
The 2 Patriot errors in this inning have made both of the runs unearned against Hardy.
I do think Hardy has pitched a good game so far, so those tallies, sure, the fielding errors really do hurt the squad, especially when Hardy is throwing a very good game. And the line drive from number 15, Isaac Boughton, is easily corralled by Jones for the Patriot. That's the third out, and we'll head to the bottom of the second when we come back to FMU. You are watching the Patriot Sports Network.
The world is changing, and Marion University is leading the way as it prepares the young men and women for the future. We've added 5 new classroom buildings and 13 new academic programs in the past 6 years, and more are on the way. We're preparing to build a new environmental research center. We're expanding programs in engineering, business, education, healthcare, and the arts and sciences, and we're adding new fields when they're needed. When tomorrow comes, we'll be ready. Best of all, our students will too.
Patriots are now at the plate, batting in the bottom of the second inning. Columbus State tallied 2 unearned runs in the top of the second to take a 2-1 lead. And now coming to the plate, leading off the second inning is the shortstop for the Patriots, number 21, Jack Hegan. First pitch down and in, so again, Jalen Latta falling behind batters for the Patriots. Patriots need to take advantage. 1-0 is the count. A little bit out ahead of that changeup. Nice changeup by Jalen Latta. The result was some funky timing on the swing by Jack Hegan. He fouls it off. Now the high outside pitch. Great pitch by Latta.
Hegan is a sophomore out of Bluffton, South Carolina. Graduate of May River High School, and he is a business and sports management major here at FMU.
So some nice conversation between Jack Hegan and the plate umpire, Macon Hammond. Big swing is going to get to the gap. No, nice charging chase. Good work by Connor Curley to chase things down into the left field gap to chase that down and get the catch. 1 out against the Patriots.
With the sun out today and fairly warm temperatures, you can tell the ball's going to carry a little bit today. That one made it all the way to the edge of the warning track before center fielder Curley could chase it down.
That's right. One more gust and that thing could have been on the warning track, possibly on the wall. And a quick first pitch swing is a grounder by Carson Jones to the shortstop in Isaac Boughton. Boughton fields it properly and sends it to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. And the Patriots quickly have 2 outs against here in the bottom of the second. Now at the plate, Colby Crapo. Crapo, the freshman, in the 8th spot. We were highlighting the 8th spot for Columbus earlier on. And for the freshman Colby Crapo, batting .278 on the season. And he's getting some more opportunities here later in the season. He has not been a regular starter, so good on Crapo to step in and get some swings and opportunities for the Patriots. Crapo quickly behind 0-2 is the count. Latta pitches high, and that's a classic move at 0-2. Throw something that the batter is going to try to reach out for and maybe stretch for, get him to bite on a bad pitch. No can do. Crapo watches the next 2 pitches go, and the count is 2-2. Crapo waves his wand. He's getting ready to take the pitch. Just chips away a micro foul ball glancing off the bat. Keeps his at-bat alive. Nice pitch by Latta to finish off Crapo. Crapo was fooled on that one. That ball dropped in the lefty pitch, the screwball. That ball came in and across the plate for out number 3. So after 2 innings, Columbus State leads 2-1. Thanks again for joining us on the Patriots Sports Network. We're heading into the top of the 3rd, where the Columbus State Cougars have a 2-1 lead over the Francis Marion University Patriots. Columbus State with 2 unearned runs in the second inning to take that 2-0 lead. In the first inning, Francis Marion got their tally on the RBI from Darius Nobles, a driving grounder that made it between the second baseman and shortstop, driving in Bill Hanna from third base. So 2-1 here as we head into the top of the 3rd.
A couple other Francis Marion athletic teams are in action today. The softball team is playing a doubleheader down at Columbus State, and the Patriots lead 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd there. And the Francis Marion volleyball team will conclude its 2021 season at 3 o'clock this afternoon over at Lander University.
Brabston takes outside. Good decision by him. The fastball by Halton Hardy. High and outside. 1-0 is the count here early on. Top of the third. That pitch is fouled off the bat of number 18, Colby Brabston. 1-1's the count. High pop fly. Took a little while for that ball to come down. It finally comes down into the glove of center fielder Bill Hanna for the first out of the third inning. Now batting number 19, the catcher, Robert Brooks.
As you mentioned, Brooks, one of the leading sluggers in the Peach Belt, 14 home runs, 36 RBIs, slugging percentage of .856 on the season.
That is a whopping number, Michael. The Patriots sure don't want to see that in action here. Nice changeup by Halton Hardy. Fooling Robert Brooks. Brooks way out ahead of that pitch, and that's a first pitch, or pardon me, that's a strike, so 1-1 is the count. And that's going to spell trouble for the Patriots, no doubt about it. No question from the Patriots left fielder Carson Jones. He watches that ball sail over him and over the left field fence. That is a homer for Robert Brooks, and that .856 slug percentage is going to escalate just a little bit. And for Brooks with the helmet tap to his compatriot Stephen Minter, who'll be coming up next. A rocket of a line drive home run for Robert Brooks, and Columbus State has a 3-1 lead here in the third.
Brooks took Crapo to the wall at right field in his first at-bat. That one ended up in the parking lot out beyond left field.
And another hard hit, this by Stephen Minter. That's into the corner of left field. That's an easy stand-up double for Minter. So two quick, hard hits against Halton Hardy, who had been steady through 2 innings. Now in this inning, he gave up the line drive homer to Brooks just a moment ago, and now Minter with the hard hit driving double into the left field corner, and that's going to prompt a conversation from the coaching staff for the Patriots. So they're going to have a word with Halton Hardy and just make sure that he is calm and settled and ready to get back to business. Now, no outs, pardon me, 1 out and a man on second base for Halton Hardy. He's got some work to do to get out of this inning.
Meadows is the next Columbus State batter. He reached on a fielding error, throwing error by the catcher as he tried to sacrifice his first trip, and he came around to score one of the 2 runs there in the top of the second. I don't think there is any action in the Patriot bullpen right now that I can see, but I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't happen soon. As you mentioned, the Patriots are looking to make up ground in the Peach Belt standings, and so they are almost in a must-win situation as far as making up that ground and getting some wins, especially against Columbus, who is in that 4th spot.
And another strong hit, a first pitch hit by David Meadows. That's a driving line drive out into center field for a hit. That knocks in number 10, Stephen Minter, and another tally for Columbus State. And Halton Hardy's really getting roughed up in this inning. He has yielded 2 runs so far off of really, really hard hits. It is 4-1 Columbus State.
It's RBI number 19 of the season for David Meadows.
And Dane Bullock's going to come to the plate, trying to keep things going. You can hear some racket on the side of Columbus State. They are energized and pretty excited at how this inning is going. They shouldn't be excited about that pitch. Dane Bullock fooled on that one. He missed on his pitch, and the first swing and miss forced by Halton Hardy this inning.
Tyler Davis and Ethan Meese hustling down to the Patriot bullpen. Looks like they're going to start warming up.
And as you mentioned, such a critical game. The Patriots can't afford to fall behind. They need to find the pitching that's necessary to get the job done here and get back into things to possibly get the victory. Now, the steal from David Meadows is successful, and I like the effort by the Patriots there. In particular, the backup of Hegan. If Hegan doesn't come and back up Wakefield on the throw from Freeman, that ball is in center field, and instead of a man on second base, you've got a man on third. So you've got to give some credit to the Patriots. Yes, they gave up that steal, but for Jack Hegan to get around and back up the toss from the catcher to make sure that that ball doesn't go into center field and yield another base as they try to stop the bleeding on this solid inning from Columbus State.
Meadows is now 7 for 7 in stolen bases this year.
And Dane Bullock with a 1-2 count, 1 out here in the third inning. And a ball into the gap between second and first base. That is an easy run. An RBI. David Meadows comes and scores. Good work by Dane Bullock to knock Meadows in all the way from second base. And that's where the value of that steal comes into play. Meadows had stolen second. That put him into scoring position. The hit from Bullock results in the RBI.
The second RBI of the game for Bullock. He's now at 28 on the season.
High pop-up by Wilbanks. And that's going to sacrifice Dane Bullock over to second base. That ball was driven far enough to make it very, very difficult to prevent the advance of Bullock. Nice job by Wilbanks to move the runner over. So now another runner in scoring position, and Matthew McDade gets another chance at it. Outside is the pitch from Halton Hardy. I think he overthrew that one. There's a little bit of frustration on the side of Halton Hardy. Things have not gone well this inning. 3 earned runs on very good batting from Columbus State in this inning alone.
McDade reached on a fielder's choice sacrifice bunt on his first trip, drove in a run. That was the squeeze play that plated a run back in the second inning.
And just a little low is the pitch from Halton Hardy. So Hardy's beginning to have some control problems here after getting roughed up with 2 hard hits early on in this inning. A leadoff homer and then a double got things started off the bats of Colby Brabston and Robert Brooks. Three balls and 1 strike. There was no reason for McDade to take a swing at that one at 3-0. Up and in is the call. So McDade smartly lets that pitch go past him. It actually went right by his eyeballs. Now batters at first and second for Connor Curley, the center fielder, who has a chance to knock in at least 1. For the Patriots, Halton Hardy's really just trying to get out of this inning. 1 more out of any kind. He doesn't have to worry about anything except getting the out. He doesn't need a strikeout, doesn't need any particular out, just needs the out. And outside's the pitch, 1-0. He falls behind Connor Curley.
Curley's 0 for 1 today, a ground out to third base and a bunt attempt. That pitch hits him. So the bases are now loaded for Columbus State.
Yep, that got Curley on the side. And That's a tough one for Halton Hardy to take. That was the number 9 batter. It would have been a lot easier to take out the number 9 hitter. Now instead, Isaac Boughton's going to come to the plate. And for the Patriots, Art Navinet is going to make a visit to the mound. And we are going to get a pitching change here in just a moment. Art Navinet has seen enough. And it's been a rough go of it, particularly in this third inning, where for Halton Hardy, he has given up 3 runs and is leaving the bases loaded.
Yeah, he will leave having thrown 2 2/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 5 runs. 3 of those are earned. He is responsible for the 3 base runners, no strikeouts, 1 walk, and he threw 47 pitches. The new pitcher for Francis Marion will be freshman right-hander Tyler Davis out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and a graduate of Carolina Forest High School. No record, a 2.53 earned run average. This will be his 9th appearance, all in relief. 10 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, 4 runs, 3 of those earned, 10 walks, 6 strikeouts. Opponents batting only 132 against Tyler in his 10 2/3 innings this season.
And that's just what Coach Navinet is looking for, is for a quick out here off the arm of Tyler Davis, and the Patriots sure could use it and stop things at 5-1 Columbus State. And everything really started with Colby Brabston with a fantastic home run, and then Robert Brooks with a double to get things started for Columbus this inning, and everything went south from there for Halton Hardy. As we mentioned before, Hardy leaves the bases loaded, so Tyler Davis with 2 outs has 1 job and 1 job only here: get an out. And as simple as that sounds, the most important part of this out really is going to be hopefully giving a different look to Isaac Boughton. Boughton having expected Halton Hardy to face Halton Hardy throwing a lot of fastballs, mixing in a couple of changeups. So now for Tyler Davis, we're going to see Tyler Davis possibly mix things up against Isaac Boughton. A check swing from Boughton. No call on that one, so that is a ball high and outside, and Boughton barely holds that bat back. 1-0's the count. There's the strike that the Patriots needed. Right down the pipe. You would say right straight down Palmetto Street for Tyler Davis. Nice job by him to get his first strike. It is 1-1 against Isaac Boughton. That one's outside. 2-1 is the count. This is where Tyler Davis is going to have to go after Isaac Boughton. He does not have a open base. A walk here creates another run, and the count is 2-2. That ball was curving away and just caught the outer edge of the black of the plate. 2-2 is the count. Nice pitch by Tyler Davis. Right down the middle, Tyler Davis makes that throw. We stay at 2-2, and that's the first pitch that Isaac Boughton could have really gotten a hold of. Most batters talk about how they really only get 1 or 2 great pitches to hit in any at-bat. That one might have been his. That ball was coming right down the plate, and Boughton just missed on connecting with it. Boughton smartly stays alive, just fouling that ball off. We remain with the count at 2-2. Tyler Davis coming in and getting a lot of work done here, trying to stay in things. He does not want Isaac Boughton aboard either by walk or by hit. We'll have to see if that stays in play. Nice reaching grab by number 5, Will Hardy, to finish things off over the first base fence near the dugout. And after 2.5 innings, Columbus State leads 5-1.
Francis Marion University Athletics. Francis Marion.
The Swamp Fox Club is the fundraising arm of the Francis Marion University Athletic Department, and it supplies assistance to all 14 intercollegiate sports. On behalf of the student athletes at Francis Marion, I would like to thank all those who are members of the Swamp Fox Club for their support.
Thank you.
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 So the Patriots yield 3 runs in the top of the third to Columbus State, and Columbus State knocks out Halton Hardy. Tyler Davis comes in and gets the out they needed to wrap things up in the top of the third. So back at it are the Patriots. Patriots have some work to do. Coming to the plate is Tristan Freeman for the Patriots. This is Freeman's first opportunity to bat today and takes a good cut at it, but that ball goes high, hard, and foul, zipping over the head coach in Art Anabanet.
Went down there by Darryl Bell, our cameraman there on the third base side. Caleb Reeves and Julia Fulmore handling the webcast today. Deasia Griffin, Naquan Jordan, and Darryl Bell on the cameras. Paul McDonald, of course, bringing you the play-by-play.
Tristan Freeman takes the swing, but that's no match for the shortstop Isaac Boughton. Handles it comfortably, flips it across to Stephen Minner for the first out of the inning for the Patriots. So now at the plate, Bill Hanna, the speedster.
Hanna created the first run with the leadoff single, came around to score on the RBI single by Darius Nobles.
And the first pitch swing goes to the second baseman in Matthew McDade. McDade makes no mistake. That was really a two-hopper. The flip over to the first baseman for the putout is Stephen Minter. 2 quick outs against the Patriots. And this is just the inning that Jalen Latta wanted. Jalen had been giving up hits and walks in his first and second innings. Here in the third, he's gone 2 up, 2 down. And he's going to face off against Tanner Wakefield, the second baseman for the Patriots. Nothing fancy about that one, just a heater right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 is the count. And another heave. That ball goes right down the plate. Now, that one didn't have as much gas as the first pitch that he just tossed a minute ago. But pretty or not, Wakefield now down in the count, 0-2. That pitch just outside. Nice job by Latta trying to entice Tanner Wakefield to take the swing. Instead, Wakefield watches that one go by him on the outside of the plate. Wakefield takes another swing. He nods in dismay. He's not too happy about his attempt there. That ball gets past him. That's the third out of the inning. And after 3 innings, Columbus State leads 5-1.
Francis Marion University Athletics would like to thank the following sponsors: Adidas, Circle Park Behavioral Health Services, McLeod Regional Medical Center, Ken Jackson and Remax Professionals, Pepsi, McDonald's, Rains Hospitality, including Fairfield Inn, Spring Hill Suites, Courtyard by Marriott, Comfort Inn, and Hyatt Place, King Cadillac Buick GMC, McLeod Sports Medicine, Chick-fil-A, CN3 Performance Enhancement, FBI Construction, State Farm and Agent Jim Stewart, Quincy Steakhouse, Little Caesars, La Quinta Inn and Suites, KFC and Arby's, Florence Toyota, PD Electric Cooperative, Sparrow and Kennedy Tractor Supply, Western Sizzlin' Steakhouse, State Credit Union, and Zaxby's. What makes a campus a home? At FMU, it's 836 acres spread across 3 campuses. Francis Marion University has the most diverse and exciting campus in South Carolina. No matter where you want to be, you're there at Francis Marion University. Reminder that this is just game 1 of our doubleheader today. We'll have game 2 for you here on the Patriots Sports Network about 30 minutes after the conclusion of game number 1. And we will have game 3 of the series tomorrow afternoon, Sunday at 1 o'clock. Patriot volleyball team playing at Lander this afternoon at 3. The softball team playing down at Columbus State University in a Peach Belt doubleheader. Columbus State leads that game now 2-1, top of the 3rd inning. And we'll be back on the air also Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock for the final home game, Senior Day, as the Patriots will host Georgia College here on Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium.
Getting things started for Columbus State in the top of the 4th. A chip shot is struck foul. Colby Brabston down in the count, 0-1. Tyler Davis takes the mound to start the 4th inning. He picked up the last out of the 3rd to close out what was a rough inning against the Patriots, where Halton Hardy got run off the plate. Halton Hardy had 2 great innings, but that 3rd really got to him. A hard hit by Colby Brabston, fielded by the right fielder for the Patriots, Colby Crapo, and the leadoff batter is aboard for Columbus State.
That'll bring up Robert Brooks, who took Crapo to the right field wall in the 1st inning and then took his at-bat in the 3rd inning, took the ball into the parking lot beyond the left field fence for a home run.
I hate to say it, my car was parked over there. I'm going to have to check for a ding after the game is done. Nice cut by Robert Brooks there. Brooks has no fear out at the plate. He does not take defensive swings. I have yet to see him take a truly defensive swing. He is swinging for hits on every single cut he takes.
His season average now at .377, 15 home runs, 37 RBIs.
A little bit high is the call from umpire Macon Hammond. I think the Patriot faithful wanted that ball to be a strike, and I'm sure the faithful are really hoping for more strikes, but to no avail. And the check swing is not successful, so that is a strike, but that'll be a passed ball against the catcher for the Patriots, Tristan Freeman. And with that passed ball, Colby Brabston advances to second base. Oh, pardon me, the correction, the statistic will be tallied as a wild pitch because that ball was grounded before it made it to the catcher. And a swing and a miss. Nice job by the catcher, Tristan Freeman, to catch that ball and off the swing and miss from Brooks. So a breath of relief from Coach Anabanet to see that Brooks does no damage in this inning. Now coming to the plate is Stephen Minter.
Minter with the 2nd inning single, a 3rd inning double. He scored 2 runs.
Tyler Davis just trying to settle in. He seems comfortable out there, but he is still working on his control. That ball down and away. A first pitch ball against Minter. That pitch is high, and good work by Tristan Freeman. He had to get on his high horse a little bit to reach up to catch that high pitch. He was not expecting a ball to go high there. He had to really hop to go get that one. 2-0 is the count against Minter. Now make it 3-0. 3 consecutive balls tossed by Tyler Davis. 1 low, 1 high, 1 on the outside. Davis is going to catch his breath a little bit, steps off the rubber, now back in and ready to go. and he throws a strike right down the middle. But fearless is Steve Minner. Steve Minner, with the 3-0 count, takes the swing with the 3-0 count. He does wave at it. It's now 3-1. Down and out's the call. So that's another walk against the Patriots. So Stephen Minner, smart work at the plate. He draws the walk. Now runners at first and second for Columbus State with only one out, with David Meadows coming to the dish.
Meadows 1 for 1, an RBI single, 2 runs scored. His average now 307. And that's going to be a balk on Tyler Davis, so the runners will move up 90 feet.
And that's a tough break against the freshman Tyler Davis. He clearly made that move to the plate and then stopped. That is a clean-cut ball. You got to give credit to Macon Hammond for that call. Had he not made the call, you would have surely seen a conversation from Greg Appleton. In his 24th year, he's seen a balk or two. So Davis gets settled. Runners now on second and third after the advance on the balk. And the foul ball by David Meadows trickles down the first baseline. Will Hardy with the shot put to get that ball back to the dugout. It's just a solid at-bat for number 7, David Meadows. He chips that ball out into center field. Both runners score, so the balk generates the second of 2 runs. Instead of one runner being in scoring position, 2 runners were. They both make it around on the chip shot from David Meadows. Columbus State leads 7-1.
Meadows now with 3 RBIs on the afternoon, 21 for the season.
That brings to the plate Dane Bullock.
Bullock's 1 for 1, 2 RBIs, an RBI single, and a sac fly.
And the steal is successful by Meadows. Meadows very smartly goes, and that is uncontested. Tristan Freeman chooses not to throw down to second. He really had no chance to throw him out. So rather than risk the throw going anywhere except to the shortstop for the out attempt, he chooses not to toss it across the diamond.
Cougars very aggressive, both on the base pass and at the plate, swinging, bunting, stealing. That's the second stolen base of the game for Meadows. He's now 8 for 8 on the season.
Well, and good choice by him. At 8 for 8, he knows when to go. He has not been foiled, and we're already in mid-April. So good base running, very smart base running by Meadows. And a swing and a miss is Dane Bullock. Dane Bullock goes down on strikes, just what the doctor ordered for Taylor Davis. 2 outs against Columbus State.
Strikeout number 2 of the game for Davis.
Coming to the plate is the lefty, number 22, Will Wilbanks.
Wilbanks 0 for 2. His season average now 258.
And Wilbanks has a runner at second, so he has a runner in scoring position. A hit here should tally a run. Wilbanks steps out of the box, just going to collect himself and try to slow things down. He's got his eye on Taylor Davis. One wave of the wand and he is ready to go. Tyler Davis, the righty, gives one look at the runner at second base. Now dishes to the plate. That ball is fouled off by Will Wilbanks. 1-1's the count. Tyler Davis is looking at his cheat sheet on his forearm to know what the pitch call is going to be. He is getting his pitches from the catcher in Tristan Freeman. Pardon me, he's getting his pitches from the bench, so he's getting his pitches from the pitching coach. You can see him looking over to the pitching coach for virtually every one of these tosses. Good stop by Tristan Freeman. Got to give some credit to Tristan Freeman. Freeman has been working hard today behind the backstop of the Patriots. He's stopped several balls. Now, he did have a chance to slow things up against what was a wild pitch. Other than that, his work has been solid. And another wild pitch tallied against the Patriots. That one in Tyler Davis. Freeman did all he could to go and get that, but that ball was far, far inside, well into the box. Rather than allowing the ball to hit him, to take the hit by pitch would be Will Wilbanks. Instead, Wilbanks gets out of the way. That ball goes all the way to the backstop, and the runner advances to third. And with that walk, first and third for Columbus State. 2 outs against, so the Patriots are really looking to get out of here with just the 7-1 deficit. Coach Arden Abbott is making motions to his fielders on where to position. Left fielder and right fielder are both pinched very much toward center field, so they're going to give up the hard line double. They're counting on Tyler Davis to throw pitches that will allow this ball to be hit on the ground. First pitch strike against number 4, Matthew McDade. Already McDade's third at-bat of the day. Just a little bit out in front was McDade. 2 quick strikes against. So Tyler Davis finally out ahead of a batter, well out ahead. Let's see what he does to try to close things out here in the top of the 5th. Pardon, the 4th.
McDade's third trip to the plate, but he's 0 for 0. Reached on a fielder's choice sacrifice bunt and walked in his 2 previous trips.
And McDade watches that one go by. Tyler Davis was hoping for the strike on that one, and that will be not credited as a stolen base, but instead that is just an advance.
It is credited as a stolen base, yes. The catcher's indifference comes in later on in the game, so they do credit him with the stolen base that time.
Pardon me. No catcher's indifference. I will defer to the sport information director, who has been at this a much longer time than I have. Sure enough, that is credited as a stolen base. Still batting is Matthew McDade. 2-2 is the count. McDade looking to get things done with runners on second and third. A hit here would score at least 1. Good stop by Tristan Freeman to slow things up. That ball was low and in the dirt, and you can see Freeman's coming off a little bit ginger. He doesn't feel too great after stopping that.
And with the full count here on the batter, I believe Arden Abbott is going to make a pitching change. Kind of unusual that you do it with a full count, but...
Yep, a full count and 2 outs, but for Coach Abbott, I think he has seen enough, and he knows that the right pitch from the right pitcher can stop the bleeding on this inning. So that's it on Tyler Davis. Tyler Davis got the Patriots out of the 3rd inning, but couldn't get through the 4th. So we'll have a new pitcher coming on for the Patriots.
Davis leaves having allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, all of them earned, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and he's responsible, obviously, for the pair of base runners on base. The new pitcher is Ethan Meese, 6'3" senior right-hander out of Waynesville, North Carolina. Tuscola High School. He came to Francis Marion from Lewisburg College. Meese is making his 7th appearance of the year, 6 of those in relief, an 0-1 record, ERA of 7.00. He's thrown 9 innings, allowed 11 hits, 9 runs, 7 of those earned, 6 walks, 10 strikeouts. Opponents batting .289 against him this year.
And for Meese has one job and one only, and this is a unique scenario with runners on second and third for Columbus State. And the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. His job is to throw a strike here. He can't afford to throw a ball.
No pressure there.
No, yeah, now he does have the base open, so I suppose he could give up the ball, but that wasn't really why Coach Abbott brought him in. He didn't bring him in to walk. If he intended to walk the bases full, that would have been the motion to Tyler Davis to throw the pitch out. So instead, Ethan Meese is going to come in, and his objective is to get the out here if he can. He's got 1 pitch to do it. The count is full against number 4, Matthew McDade. Sure enough, he does. And with flair, he throws that heater down the middle of the plate. McDade misses, and as soon as Ethan Meese pitched it, he knew he had him. You see a little bit of flick of the wrist, 1 pitch, 1 out, and the Patriots are out of the inning. Columbus State leads 7-1. So we're back at it here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Columbus State put 2 up in the 4th, so the Patriots are going to need to start chipping away here soon. Down 7-1 here in the 4th. Leading off for the Patriots is going to be number 5, Will Hardy.
Hardy, Nobles, and Maddox, 3, 4, and 5 in the Patriot order, will bat this inning.
Hardy, the lefty, with the high hands on that bat prep, and he watches the first pitch go by. Jalen Latta, only 1 run against him. He has fallen behind many batters. However, he's found a way to get out of these innings unscathed, except for a single run on the RBI from Darius Nobles in the 1st inning. 2-0 is the count right away here in the 4th.
Yeah, Latta has allowed only 2 hits, the 1 run, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Now up to 34 pitches in his 4th inning of work.
Well, and uncharacteristic. I was heaping praise on Jalen Latta. 4 pitches, 4 balls. The leadoff batter is aboard in Will Hardy. So Darius Nobles at the plate, and the legendary Spiderweb, former athletic trainer for Francis Marion, used to say, all first batter walks score. We'll have to see if his parable holds true here in this inning.
Good start for the Patriot 4th.
Now at the plate is Darius Nobles.
Nobles, the 1st inning RBI single. His season average now at .358. Nobles is one of 9 seniors that will be recognized before Tuesday's game against Georgia College. That's a 4 o'clock first pitch.
Nobles focuses in, and it's a strike off the arm of Jalen Latta. I think Nobles was going to wait and see on that one, just no matter what. After 4 consecutive balls to start out the inning against Hardy, There's no reason for Darius Nobles to test that until he proves his mettle. Hard work, good quality hit by Darius Nobles, flips into right field. The right fielder smartly throws that ball, trying to throw out Will Hardy, but Will Hardy had a smart halfway lead such that he could get back in time. Hardy does. That's the first out of the inning.
Todd Maddox will be up next, 0 for 1 with the fly out to left. Maddox looking to extend his streak of safely reaching base, now at 36 consecutive games, reaching back to last season.
My goodness, what a run. Just a little bit high on that pitch from Jalen Latta. I think that ball could have been called a strike, but instead that's going to be called high. Good idea by Maddox to let that ball go. 1-0's the count. And now that's the strike, but you're hearing the jeers from the Patriot faithful. They don't like the makeup call on that pitch. They feel as though that pitch was also outside, but after the ball called high on the first pitch, the second pitch was a strike. We are at 1-1. Now that ball is pitched outside. 2-1 is the count. So a good situation for Todd Maddox with a runner aboard in Will Hardy over on first base. Patriots are looking to generate some runs and get back into this. Outside's the pitch. 3-1 is the count. So normally true has been Jalen Latta, but this inning he's thrown several balls, including 4 consecutive balls to put Hardy aboard, the runner at first. Now the count 3-1 against Todd Maddox. And there's a base hit from Maddox. Hardy is going to go all the way to third, and the speedster Todd Maddox wheels his way all the way to second base. And I think for Columbus State was not expecting Maddox to round first hard and give second base a look. He doesn't just look at it, he gets there. So now 2 runners aboard, runners on second and third for the Patriots with only 1 out. There's an opportunity here for the Patriots to get their way back into this, and it's going to be on the shoulder of Jack Hegan.
And that legged out double will extend his streak of safely reaching base to 37 games.
Fantastic work by Maddox to turn a hard single into a double. First pitch strike against Jack Hegan. Runners on second and third. The Patriots are threatening to score here in the bottom of the 4th. And a hard line drive goes into the glove of first baseman Stephen Minter. Minter barely had to move his glove, and that's an unfortunate situation for Hegan. Hegan hit it hard, but he hit it right into the glove of Stephen Minter.
One of those atom balls. So now it'll take a 2-out hit from Carson Jones to get the Patriots back on the scoreboard.
Carson Jones with 1 foot out of the box. He's going to take as much time as he needs to get settled. He knows this is an important at-bat. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. The Patriots need to get a run or 2 here. They are down 7-1.
Jones is batting .385 this season with runners in scoring position. And that pitch there will bring a visit from the Columbus State coaching staff and head coach Greg Appleton.
For Latta had been pitching a solid game and still is pitching a very good game. This inning, the bottom of the 4th, is the first time we've seen a little bit of a control issue for Latta. Latta started out by walking the leadoff batter here in the 4th, Will Hardy, on 4 consecutive pitches. He fell behind Darius Nobles, then fell behind Todd Maddox. So control has been an issue for Latta here in this inning. However, he's only yielded 1 run, so he's done a good job holding the Patriots to only 1 tally, that tally in the first inning. So after that meeting, it looks like Latta's ready to go. Latta punches his glove. He is pumped up and ready to get things going with the count 1-0 against the Patriots.
Both
Carson Jones.
of the outs recorded this inning on nice defensive plays. The nice running shoestring catch by Brabston in right, and then the line drive at Minter at first base.
Good work by Minter not to overplay that ball that was hit so hard. He didn't have to move his glove but an inch, but that ball was coming laser fast at him off of the bat of Jack Hegan. Nice job by Minter to knock out the second out of this inning. A high fly ball looking up into the sun. A little bit of a struggle, but no problem for Robert Brooks. Brooks hauls in the third out of the inning on the pop out. So after 4, Columbus State leads 7-1.
The world is changing, and Francis Marion University is leading the way as it prepares the young men and women for the future. We've added 5 new classroom buildings and 13 new academic programs in the past 6 years, and more are on the way. We're preparing to build a new environmental research center. We're expanding programs in engineering, business, education, healthcare, and the arts and sciences, and we're adding new fields when they're needed. When tomorrow comes, we'll be ready. Best of all, our students will too.
So we're now into the top of the 5th inning, and on the back end of the 4th inning, Ethan Meese came in and threw 1 pitch to finish off the 4th inning in relief of Tyler Davis, who got roughed up a little bit. So Ethan Meese getting ready to throw his second pitch of the game. What a unique scenario here. His second pitch is the first pitch of the 5th inning. Leading off for Columbus State is going to be Connor Curley.
Curley 0 for 1, ground out in the second, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. His season average now 253.
Curley calms himself. He takes one little mini wave and steps into the box, and we are ready to start the 5th inning. Outside is the pitch. Ethan Meese missed by a little bit. I think that ball slipped out of his hands while he was trying to pull that ball down. Great work by Tristan Freeman. And Tristan Freeman has really done a lion's share of work today behind the plate for the Patriots. The Patriots have been a little bit awry with their pitching, and Freeman has mostly kept the balls in front of him. He's done a nice job patrolling the field and running the squad from the catching position. 2 balls and 1 strike. Heater goes outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Connor Curley had no interest in swinging at that one. He was a statue. Nice pitch by Ethan Meese. Catches the high outside corner for a strike, and the count is full against Connor Curley. Curley checks his swing. The ball is down and inside, and the leadoff batter is aboard for Columbus State Cougars. Connor Curley on first base. That's going to bring up Isaac Boughton.
Boughton, the leadoff man, 0 for 3. He has yet to join in the Cougar hit parade today. A fly out to right, fly out to left, and then fouled out to the first baseman.
Having already scored 7 runs as Columbus State, Boughton has actually left 5 on base in his at-bats, so there have been several tallies that could have scored that even didn't, 5 of which left by Boughton. Boughton's first wave is a foul ball. Next one is inside. Count is 1-1. Connor Curley at first base, the runner for Columbus State. He had made it on a walk. Boughton with a fly ball. Center fielder for the Patriots, Bill Hanna, has to run hard forward toward the second baseman, but he does so in time to take the first out of the 5th inning. Now at the plate, Colby Brabston.
Brabston 1 for 3, a single and a run scored.
Inside is the pitch. Brabston had no fear on that one. He had no issues. If that one had hit him on the hip, I don't think it would have bothered Brabston at all. He's going to take the advance to the base any way he can. And the stolen base is successful by Connor Curley. Nice job by Curley to get a good lead and get down. Tristan Freeman tried to contest that. Good throw by him, but too much speed by Connor Curley. He advances to second base.
That's his 8th stolen base of the season in 10 attempts.
A good quality hard hit ball. And Brabston is also aboard, so Brabston moves the runner Curley to third. No reason for Curley to chance it on the shallow base hit with only one out. That's the rule, is that you don't get called out with one out or to be the third out in that situation.
That'll bring up the catcher, Brooks, who has already shown his power. He is 1 for 3 with the solo home run.
And the stolen base is successful, so another stolen base for Columbus State. Risky move by Tristan Freeman, but Patriots trust Freeman's throw down to second, knowing that any sort of mishandle there allows the runner at third to score. So Patriots are definitely trying to get outs any way they can, even if it's as risky as throwing down to second to try to get an out. Brooks settles in. Meese with the toss. Nice job by Meese to get settled and get the strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strike is the count against Robert Brooks. For Robert Brooks, runners on second and third, another scoring opportunity for Columbus State. Patriots are looking for the right combination pitching-wise to stop Columbus from scoring. Columbus has only not scored in the first. And a dribbler to the pitcher, Ethan Meese.
Nice play by Meese that time to realize he had time to get the runner coming home.
Yep, flip to Tristan Freeman to get the out. And it's not often you can get that runner out in a scenario like that, even on an infield hit. So nice job by Meese, as you mentioned, to get settled and make the right choice and prevent the run from scoring with the out.
Stephen Minter will stand in. He's 2 for 2 with the walk and 3 runs scored.
Nice pitch for Ethan Meese. Nice hard heater. Up at the Cougars logo, but that's enough for a strike. Hard hit by Minter. That ball goes as a base hit into left field, and that allows the runner to score for Columbus, and it is now 8-1 Columbus State. David Meadows now at the plate.
Meadows is 2 for 2, has driven in 3 runs and scored a pair.
Very, very good day for Meadows. About as good as it gets.
He's also stolen a couple bases as well on the base pass.
There's ink all over his tally sheet. That pitch is outside. Good work again by Tristan Freeman to prevent the ball from going all the way to the backstop, which would have allowed Robert Brooks down on second base to advance to third. So instead, good work by Freeman to stop that errant pitch. 1-1's the count. Foul ball off the bat of David Meadows, and you can hear that ping of the bat anywhere. That's the classic sound of college baseball, is that ping of the bat, and what a wonderful sound it is. Swing and a miss. David Meadows goes down on strikes, and Ethan Meese gets out of a jam. 8-1, Columbus State, as we head to the bottom of the fifth. So the Patriots going to try to get things started here in the bottom of the fifth. They find themselves down 8-1 to Columbus State. Francis Marion scored the first run of the game in the first inning. Since then, it's been all Columbus. So the Patriots are going to try to get things started off the bat of the eighth hitter, Colby Crapo, the right fielder.
Crapo 0 for 1 was caught looking back in the second inning.
And Crapo takes a cut at that. And Jalen Latta still pitching for Columbus State. Latta having a fantastic outing so far today. He throws the changeup. He really pulls the string on that pitch. Nice job by Jalen Latta to fool Colby Crapo. Crapo quickly down. 0 balls, 2 strikes here to start off the fifth inning. Latta going for the classic attempt to get Colby Crapo to swing at it. Crapo doesn't have any interest in that one. 1-2 is the count. Now 2-2. After 2 strong pitches from Latta, Latta's next 2 have both been errant. I think one of those was the come and get me pitch, but Crapo didn't bite, so now it's 2-2. Hard foul ball just down the line, foul down the third base line. And Crapo survives, and for Crapo and for Coach Arten Avenant, I think they're hoping to run Latta at some point here soon, but it's going to take longer at bats to do that. Latta is looking pretty solid. 3-2 is the count. That hook didn't hook hard enough. You could see that ball looping any angle, any seat here in the stadium. You could see that action on that ball. Not quite enough wood on it. Colby Crapo just chipped underneath that swing. That ball is flipped to the second baseman, who makes no mistake, Matthew McDade, with the catch for out number 1 here in the bottom of the fifth. Now coming to the plate, Tristan Freeman. Freeman's 0 for 1 on the day. High is the call for the first pitch. 1-0 is the count. Fantastic hard swing by Tristan Freeman, driving up into center field for a base hit. So a 1-out base hit for Tristan Freeman is going to bring Bill Hanna up to the plate. Nice job by Freeman to put bat on ball, nice and hard, driving that ball into center field for a hit.
Hanna, senior out of Lake City, South Carolina, 1 for 2. Singled to start off the Patriot first inning and came around to score their 1 run. His season average now 276.
Bill Hanna with the bunt attempt. That ball hits basically in the dirt or on the plate and flips actually with all of the spin on that pitch. It actually flips behind the catcher in Robert Brooks, but the result for all of that is 1 foul ball. Oh, good pitch by Latta, and what we saw there was Robert Brooks really tried to frame that pitch to try to frame it as a strike, but instead Macon Hammond is not fooled to the umpire. He calls a ball on that one. It's 1-1 is the count. Now 2-1, the high pitch from Latta. One runner aboard for the Patriots. That's Tristan Freeman with a driving base hit. He is on first base. 3-1 is the count. Columbus State is bewildered by the call on that one. By all accounts, that may have appeared to be a strike, but to no avail. It is a 3-1 count. That's the strike that Latta was looking for. And the count is full, so it'll be decision time for Bill Hanna. And for the Patriots need runs, so look for Hanna to swing at anything close. They need to stay aggressive if they're going to get back into this game down 8-1. Sure enough, that's the foul ball by Bill Hanna, just to stay alive. Nice job by Hanna to get a fraction, a micro contact of baseball bat onto that ball. He stays alive. The count remains full. And here comes Latta. Latta gets the sign. He gets the sign from his catcher. He is ready to throw. Throws it right down the middle of the plate. No match for Bill Hanna. Bill Hanna watches that one go by, and that is a strikeout. So Bill Hanna strikes out. That is a K for Jalen Latta. 2 outs now for the Patriots, and Tanner Wakefield comes to the plate.
Wakefield 0 for 2. Fly out to right in the first inning and a strikeout in the third inning.
That's Latta's 3rd strikeout of the game. Couldn't have come at a better time there. That tallies the 2nd out here in the 5th inning.
His pitch count now up to 64 as he works here in the bottom of the 5th.
Latta with a very tidy game so far, yielding only 1 run, and with only 64 pitches here in the 5th, he's threatening to get out of the 5th with his pitch count in the 60s if things go to his plan. Tanner Wakefield has other ideas. He's trying to work to get Tristan Freeman moving on the base pass. Tristan Freeman with a liner into center field for a base hit. Freeman is the runner at first base. Freeman with a small lead, no threat of the steal. Chip shot's going to go down in front of the right fielder. Nice job by Tanner Wakefield to get things going there. So now 1st and 2nd for the Patriots with 2 outs, and the Patriots are threatening. And now coming to the plate is going to be Will Hardy.
Well, we've gotten the bloop. Now we need the blast.
The blast would be good, and Hardy's just the one to do it. Hardy with 21 RBI on the season and 4 dingers of his own. He is a lefty batter. He's got no breeze to speak of for help here, though, right now. The flag is in right field, and the flag is flat, not flapping a bit. So anything he hits will have to be without the benefit of any wind or otherwise. He's going to have to do it on his own accord.
0 for 1 today with the walk. He is batting .391 this season against left-handed pitching.
Lefty versus lefty situation here, and Hardy definitely has the advantage now. He is ahead in the count. 2-0 is the count. Hardy is looking for a pitch to hit on this one. This is the opportunity that he has. He should see something that he can put his bat on. But instead, nice pitch by Jalen Latta. A little curveball. Tails away to the outside. Doesn't tail too far out. Catches the black. That's a strike. 2-1 is the count. And another strike. So for the Patriots, Will Hardy. Hardy's watching and waiting for something that he wants to put good bat on ball on, and he's being very patient here. He was ahead in the count 2-0. Now the count 2-2. Runners at first and second as Hardy prepares for the swing. A little mini micro foul ball, and good job on that foul ball. And we're going to see a consultation between the pitcher and catcher, or pardon me, the pitcher and the umpire, and that's going to give the catcher, Robert Brooks, a moment to shake things off. Looks like he, in the opportunity to slow that ball down, I think he maybe jammed his finger just a little bit. So that's some good spirit, and that's classic baseball culture. A consultation like that is intended to give that catcher a rest and shake things off. So we're back at it. The count is 2-2. Another foul ball. Will Hardy staying in this, really extending this at bat with a lot of pitches, trying to put pressure on Jalen Latta. The only problem for Hardy now is that the pitches become a little bit less predictable. You get longer into at-bats. Can't be quite sure what Jalen Latta is going to throw. We'll see what he tosses here. Down and out. Good stop by Robert Brooks. Takes the count full. So full count with 2 outs for Will Hardy. Runners aboard on first and second. So Hardy is going to take a cut at this one if it's anywhere near the plate. And another foul ball by Hardy. Hardy just battling, sticking in it, staying in there.
This will be pitch number 9 of this at-bat.
Nice job by Hardy, just a battle.
Darius Nobles is in the on-deck circle. The cleanup man will be next if Hardy can extend the inning for FMU.
And Coach Navanet would love to see Nobles batting in this inning. That would mean success by Hardy here. Hard hit by Hardy. However, that ball goes to the second baseman, McDade. McDade flipped to Minner, and Columbus out of the inning. Patriots have threatened here, but could not score. Columbus leads FMU 8-1 after 5 innings.
The Swamp Fox Club is a fundraising arm of the Francis Marion University Athletic Department, and it supplies assistance to all 14 intercollegiate sports. On behalf of the student athletes at Francis Marion, I would like to thank all those who are members of the Swamp Fox Club for their support.
Thank you.
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 New pitcher for Francis Marion, junior 6'2" right-hander Brock Rogers out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, and a graduate of Rock Hill High School. Rogers is a business economics major here at Francis Marion. He will be making his 8th appearance, all in relief, no record. 6 2/3 innings pitched, hits 6 2/3 innings pitched, 11 hits allowed, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks. And he becomes the 4th pitcher that head coach Art Nabinet has employed today. And he will face Bullock, Wilbanks, and McDade in the top of the 6th inning for Columbus State. The Cougars 8 runs on 9 hits with no errors. Francis Marion 1 run on 5 hits with 2 errors.
And for Brock Rogers, he's really trying to solve a problem that Art Nabinet has had all game. Columbus State has scored in 4 of the 5 innings that it has faced Francis Marion pitching, having only not scored in the first. They tallied 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Very efficiently, CSU with an 8-1 lead here in the 6th inning.
Dane Bullock will lead off. The left fielder is 1 for 2. RBI single, a strikeout, and a sacrifice fly drove in another run.
Outside is the first pitch. Brock Rogers really appears to have essentially overthrown that one. And what Rogers needs to do is just settle in. And in the famous words of Art Nabinet, he needs to either pitch on the black or miss bat. But he's got to get some strikes here and slow the offensive threat of CSU, already leading 8-1 today. 1-1's the count against Dane Bullock. That ball thrown in the dirt. 2-1's the count. Bullock thought about swinging. Could see him wave it just a little bit. Then as he saw that ball diving into the dirt, he didn't even have to check swing. That bat was never even near across the plate. 2-1's the count. Nice strike pitch by Brock Rogers. Throws a little bit of heat. Catches that outside edge of the plate. 2-2's the count. And now with the count full, we'll have to see what Brock Rogers comes up with here. Trying to thwart the Columbus State offense. Definitely do not want Columbus to have its leadoff runner aboard here in the 6th. Already the Patriots down 8-1. With that ball thrown in the dirt, Bullock advances on the base on balls, and coming to the plate, Will Wilbanks.
And the Cougars have put their leadoff man on base in 4 of the 6 innings this afternoon here in game number 1. Wilbanks stands in 0 for 2. Reached on an air in the first inning, flew out to left field, and then walked in the 4th inning.
High and outside is the pitch from Brock Rogers, so Rogers has yet to show the control that he's going to need to thwart the batsmen of Columbus State. Columbus State already with 9 hits, 8 runs on the day.
And that'll facilitate more action in the Patriot bullpen.
And there's a pitch straight down Palmetto Street for a strike. Wilbanks didn't even consider taking a swing. So nice pitch by Brock Rogers to even the count at 1-1. High and outside again is Brock Rogers. 2-1 is the count. Wilbanks has not been fooled by his pitches so far.
Mentioned that the FMU softball team is in action down at Columbus State this afternoon. The Patriots trail the Cougars 6-2 Top of the 5th inning in game number 1 of the softball doubleheader.
And the throw from Tristan Freeman throws out the stealing runner in Dane Bullock. Nice job by Tristan Freeman. He had to get that ball out of the dirt. Throws across the diamond to second base to gun out Dane Bullock. Nice job by Tristan Freeman to tally the first out of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss by number 22, Will Wilbanks. 3-2 is the count. Good job by Wilbanks to fight that one off. That ball was coming high with heat. Wilbanks was able to get his bat on it just enough to foul things off. Wilbanks ready again. Another high pitch, so Brock Rogers with another walk here. That sends Will Wilbanks to first base. Coming out to bat is number 4, Matthew McDade.
McDade 0 for 1. Reached on a fielder's choice sacrifice squeeze bunt that drove in a run in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd, and then struck out in the 4th.
High again is Brock Rogers. Brock Rogers is having a hard time getting the ball to come down into the strike zone. Several of his pitches have gone high here today. And that's risky business against the top of the lineup for Columbus. Columbus will put bat on ball with their top hitters, but in the bottom of the lineup here, maybe not as risky to throw the high heat against the lower batting averages of Columbus State's 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Matthew McDade smartly lets that one go by. 2-1 is the count. Smart batting just about all across the board in the case of Columbus State. Columbus State has been very efficient at the plate. They do not swing at bad pitches. Brock Rogers with a quick flip to the first baseman, Will Hardy. Trying very hard to keep Will Wilbanks honest over there at first base. And on the passed ball, Wilbanks is going to advance to second base. So that ball went in between the legs of Tristan Freeman all the way to the backstop, and that made for an easy stroll for Will Wilbanks to make it over to second base. So a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Matthew McDade, now with a chance to, with a good RBI opportunity. Nice low pitch, good control by Brock Rogers there. Matthew McDade lets that one go, and the count is full.
I think Brock has been full on all 3 of the batters he's pitched to this inning.
Nearly the same pitch, but just an inch or 2 low on that one sends Matthew McDade to first base. That's going to bring to the plate Connor Curley.
Curley's the number 9 batter. He is 0 for 1. Ground out. Then he was hit by a pitch and walked.
And while Curley is getting prepared in the box, Tristan Freeman, the catcher, is consulting with Brock Rogers. They have gloves to face there, talking about their strategy to get Tristan Freeman to make a mistake. And here with only 1 out, runners at first and second, they want to make sure that they have their signs straight so that there are no wild pitches, passed balls, or anything. They can just get the out from Connor Kirby. So after the consult, they are back at it. Connor Kirby waves the wand a couple times. He is ready to go at the plate. High heat for Brock Rogers. That catches the high outside corner for a strike. 0-1 is the count. And Connor Kirby hits that ball. That ball just glances off the first baseman, Will Hardy. That is a base hit. Nice job battling at the plate is Connor Curley to put bat on ball, to strike that ball into right field off the reaching, glancing attempt of Will Hardy. That plates the runner. Oh, pardon me, the runners are going to advance just one plate. There's no reason for Columbus to have risked it. The bases are loaded with only one out, and to the benefit of Columbus State is going to go to the top of the order with Isaac Boughton coming to the plate with the bases full and one out. Coach Art Navinet is going to consult at the plate, and we are going to get a pitching change. Brock Rogers has thrown his last pitch off of that nice hit from Connor Curley.
New pitcher for Francis Marion will be 6'3" senior right-hander Austin Moody out of Dillon, South Carolina, and Dillon High School. He attended Florence Darlington Technical College before enrolling at Francis Marion, where he's a political science major. Moody will be making his 5th appearance, all in relief, no record. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, no strikeouts, 2 walks. And he will become pitcher number 5 for Francis Marion this afternoon. And he'll come in an unenviable position of 1 out and the bases loaded, facing the top of the CSU lineup. Boughton, the shortstop, 0 for 4 today. One of only 2 Cougars, or 3 Cougars, who have not gotten a hit today, but the only Cougar who has not been on base today, as he has flown out 3 times and fouled out once. His season average now dipping to .353, but he'll have a chance here to really break this game open if he gets any type of base hit.
Yep, and with 1 out, he can do just about anything and get a run here. A sac fly puts another tally on the board. A hard hit grounder anywhere but short generally is going to get the run scored. Now the Patriots did thwart an opportunity like that in a previous inning off a bunt. Pitcher came in and fielded and was able to get to thwart the squeeze play, but those opportunities are very rare defensively. So for the Patriots, Austin Moody, he's going to come in with the bases jammed and going up against Isaac Boughton. Boughton is chomping at the bit to get things going. As you said, Michael, he's one of only 3 Cougars today not to have tallied a hit. So this would certainly be an opportune time for him to get one.
What we need here is a twin killing. And speaking of that, the Patriots rank 2nd in the Peach Belt and number 5 in the nation in double plays turned, as they've turned 23 through the first 28 games.
And you and Arna Nabinet are thinking the same thing on this one. If they could get out of this inning with the DP, that would be fantastic work by the Patriots. But instead, the first pitch is a ball. So Austin Moody, the righty, tosses that ball just outside. Nice job by Tristan Freeman all day. He slows that one up to make the catch. Now there's a strike against Isaac Boughton. Boughton was nowhere near making contact on that one. Good pitch by Austin Moody to blow it by Isaac Boughton. 1-1 is the count. And this could be it. Sure enough, that's the double play. Just what the doctor ordered for the Patriots and Coach Art Navinet. The Patriots get out of the inning unscathed with the bases jammed. Austin Moody comes in and induces the double play. So after the top of the 6th, Columbus State leads 8-1.
And a really nice play by Maddox at short that time. It took a funny hop at the last minute, but he and Wakefield and Hardy still able to turn the double play.
Great work on the short hop fielding for sure, and just what the Patriots needed there. So down 8-1, the Patriots are going to try to work up some scoring here. They're going to have some work to do against Jalen Latta, who has had a fantastic outing, having only yielded 1 run. That was the RBI from Darius Nobles in the very first inning, which started the scoring. of the game. But since that one run for FMU, 8 consecutive runs by Columbus State to take an 8-1 lead.
The latter does not have any complete games this year, but he does have a couple wins. This is his 9th outing. He is now at 75 pitches as he gets ready to pitch here in the 6th inning. Hey, Francis Marion University has been around for more than 50 years, but now more than ever, we're looking to the future. 13 new programs in 6 years. Majors in engineering, advanced healthcare, environmental science, and more on the way. New programs that meet the challenges of tomorrow. Your future depends on what you study today. And at Francis Marion University, your future is bright.
Well, at FMU, your future is bright, and today the sun has been bright. It's been a beautiful day for baseball. Only a few clouds in the sky. A temperate 70 degrees here at Sparrow Stadium in Florence, South Carolina, as the Patriots get things started in the bottom of the 6th. 2 quick strikes from Latta. That finds Darius Nobles down in the count 0-2 to start things off in the 6th.
Nobles 1 for 2, an RBI single back in the 1st inning.
Nobles makes no mistake on that one. He wasn't going to wave at the teaser pitch from Latta, down 0-2, so the count 1-2. Hard hit by Noble. Noble gets that ball. Nobles in between the shortstop and third baseman. Neither one of them was able to make the play. That ball hit on a line drive, frozen rope, and the leadoff runner is aboard for the Patriots.
Patriots have had 2 runners on base in each of the last 2 innings. We just have not been able to come up with the clutch hit to push him across.
Yep, and clutch hitting is what the Patriots are looking for from Todd Maddox, who is coming to the plate with that leadoff runner aboard. So let's see what Maddox can do.
Maddox 1 for 2, a double in his last trip.
And a bloop single over the shoulder of number 7, the third baseman, David Meadows. So the first pitch bloop single, and 2 runners are aboard with no outs. So runners on first and second, no outs. Jack Hegan's going to come in and see what he can do to help the Patriots score here. Hegan was really thwarted on a hard line drive hit that went right into the glove of Stephen Minter earlier in this game. Otherwise, he'd already had an RBI in his scorebook.
Hegan does have power. The sophomore has 6 extra base hits this year, a couple of doubles, a couple of triples, 2 home runs, 16 RBIs. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, he did hit a grand slam in the Patriots' win over Georgia College.
Well, a dinger here would certainly be an enjoyable sight for the Patriots. Down 8-1, a homer here would draw them within 4. A hard hit, just foul, just wide of the third baseline. Nice job by Jack Hegan to put bat on ball, but that ball he was just out ahead of it, just enough to send that ball foul.
There is some stirring now down in the Columbus State bullpen. I believe it's Noah Windhorst warming up for the Cougars.
And Hegan just fights that one off. He had no interest in really hitting anything there. He was a little bit behind, so instead he meekly fouls that ball off into the Patriots' dugout to stay alive. The count 0-2. Outside's the call, so for Hegan, nice job by him to watch. At 0-2, he's got to be very defensive at the plate. He's got 2 runners aboard, nobody out, and a 7-run deficit. Every run, every pitch counts if the Patriots are going to get back into this ballgame. Good work by Hegan to battle there. He fouls that ball off. Hegan steps out of the box. He's going to get himself settled. Jalen Latta is getting his call from his catcher. Latta concurs. Another bloop. Nice job on the catch. An over-the-shoulder catch by Stephen Minter to chase that ball down.
That was a nice play by Mentors. He had his back to home plate, racing down the right field line, and made the catch. I believe he was in foul territory, but just barely.
I hate to channel maybe the best defensive play of all time, but it had Willie Mays written all over it. Although Willie Mays did not make that catch from first base. Of course, that was a center field catch.
Carson Jones will stand in. He's 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out. Nobles still the runner at second, Maddox at first.
A hard hit foul ball by Carson Jones into the Patriot dugout. Carson Jones back at it again. Runners at first and second for the Patriots with one out. So for Carson Jones, an opportunity here with one runner in scoring position and get that ball to the wall, and maybe a second could score too. 1-1's the count. Latta taking his time, getting instructions from the catcher. He's ready to throw. And another foul ball. Patriots are fouling a lot of balls off here in this inning, so they're starting to get a better eye and a better handle on the pitches of Jalen Latta as they make their third and fourth plate appearances against him. Third.
They now have worked his pitch count up to 90.
Fantastic curveball. You can see that thing hook. Great work by Jalen Latta to punch out Carson Jones. That pitch started about 1.5 feet wide of the plate and cut its way back to the plate. And the lefty with the curveball punches out Carson Jones for the second out of the inning.
Strikeout number 4 of the afternoon for Jalen Latta.
That brings up Colby Crapo. And with 2 outs, the Patriots have runners on first and second. What they don't want to do is strand more runners. Patriots have stranded several over the course of the game. In fact, they have stranded 5.
4 of those over the last 2 frames.
Oh, and some jeers and groans from Columbus State. They think that pitch was a strike, but the umpire calls that ball low. So for the Patriots, the count is 2-0 on Crapo. And instead of trying to tickle the black on the plate, how about right down the middle from Jalen Latta, a little heat for the strike. And another heater. That ball just trickles foul. That ball squibbed off the bat of Colby Crapo. Robert Brooks was Johnny on the spot in the rare chance that that ball was to spin fair, but instead it spins foul, and he smartly grabs that so as to prevent the ball from being fair and those runners advancing. Two and two's the count on Crapo. And the inside pitch, Crapo motions, don't go, to the runner in Nobles.
Well, with the 7-run deficit, of course, you don't want to get thrown out trying to take an extra base that doesn't matter at this point. You have to play it safe.
That's right. You need to keep innings going. You can't take a chance like that down 7 runs. And down and in is the pitch, and Crapo draws the walk, and with that walk, the bases are loaded for the Patriots with 2 outs.
We'll bring up the catcher, Tristan Freeman. He had a hard single his last trip to the plate. Tristan this year is 1 for 3 when batting with the bases loaded.
Yep, and great faith from head coach Greg Appleton for Columbus State. I don't see any hesitation. He is not looking to bring in a new pitcher. He's looking for Jalen Latta to get his own self out of a jam. Latta has proven that he can most of this game. Now the base is loaded with 2 outs. And the long drive, fantastic drive by Tristan Freeman. The grand slam gets things going, just what the doctor ordered for the Patriots. Tristan Freeman takes a massive whopping swing, hits that ball over the left field fence. It actually pops off of the top of the left field fencing for the homer, and the Patriots have drawn to within 3. Columbus now has an 8-5 lead. How about a breath of life for the Patriots with the grand slam from Tristan Freeman, ripping the grand slam homer over the left field fence and over the left fielder for Columbus. Bill Hanna with the first pitch swing goes high and is caught by the right fielder, but in that inning, the grand slam from Tristan Freeman puts 4 runs on the board for the Patriots. So after 6 innings, it's Columbus State 8, Francis Marion 5.
Back to the top of the 7th here at Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium on the FMU campus. Your Patriots have closed the gap to 8-5 following the grand slam by Tristan Freeman in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brabston, Brooks, and Mentor, 2, 3, and 4 in the Cougars lineup, will bat here in the top of the 7th.
The Patriots, Austin Moody out on the bump facing Colby Brabston. That ball down and in the dirt. Tristan Freeman with the stop. And Tristan Freeman plating for just a moment ago on the grand slam. Obviously, adrenaline is running high for him. And for Brabston, Brabston is watching patiently. 2 balls and no strikes against Austin Moody out on the bump for the Patriots. A hard squibbing ball from Colby Brabston is struck foul down the first baseline. The lefty batter, Colby Brabston, got out in front of that one just a little bit. Otherwise, that could have snuck past that first baseman and out into the right field for a base hit. Instead, it is a foul ball. 2-1's the count. Just a little bit low on that pitch. 3-1 now. Austin Moody does not want to let a runner, the first batter of the inning, get on plate, get on board, but instead he does with a leadoff walk. Good work by Colby Brabston working the count and getting the walk, the leadoff walk here to start things out at the top of the 7th inning. Now coming to the plate, number 19, Robert Brooks.
Well, certainly what the Patriots need is a 0 put up there on the scoreboard, and then we get back up to the plate and get a chance to hopefully cut into the deficit a little bit more.
Yep, and I think Art Nabbit is thinking about the same thing. Art Nabbit is motioning.
We're going to have a new pitcher.
Yep, motioning for another pitcher. And I can see that the pitcher was actually seated, already warmed up and ready to go. So Coach Nabbit is with only down by 3 runs. He wants to make sure that that 0 goes up on the board. As you mentioned, he'll do whatever it takes to do that. If that means a new pitcher, then so be it.
New pitcher will be graduate student Christian Umflett, 6'4" right-hander out of Charlotte, North Carolina, South Mecklenburg High School. Umflett holds the Patriot record for most career pitching performances or appearances. This season, this is appearance number 12, which will tie him for the team lead, all in relief. 1-1 record, 6.43 earned run average, 21 innings pitched, 27 hits allowed, 15 runs all earned, 15 strikeouts, and 6 walks.
And for Umflett with that quick twitch delivery, that's going to throw a wrinkle in the Columbus State batsmen. They are not used to that sort of timing. You can see that this is a very quick, flinchy toss of sorts, very, very fast. So we'll see if Umflett can slow the Columbus State bats and keep the Patriots within 3 after the grand slam from Tristan Freeman in the bottom of the 6th to put 4 on the board for the Patriots. The Patriots, it had been very, very quiet. They had only tallied 1 run in the first. Jalen Latta with smooth sailing 2nd through 5th innings, but then the bases loaded in the 6th for Tristan Freeman, who hit the dinger over the left field fence for the grand slam.
Softball game is over down in Columbus, Georgia, as the Cougars win game number 1 of the doubleheader 10-2 over the Patriots. They'll play another one in about 35 minutes.
And Umflett appears to be loosened up and ready to go. He takes a bit of a march towards second base. He's calming himself with that long-legged pitching approach that he has. So we'll see what his approach is against Robert Brooks with 1 ball in the 7th inning. Nice pitch by Umflett, but that ball goes just down and outside. So 2-0 is the count. Robert Brooks in a great hitting position. Now ahead in the count, 2-0 with a runner on first. Swing and a miss. Good gas from Umflett. A little bit of high heat there from Umflett. Brooks couldn't catch up to that quick twitch pitch. And I know I've been talking about the quick pitch. You can see that his motion is very compact and very fast to the plate. 3-1 now, the count. Robert Brooks waves his bat. He is ready to go. He is in the box. Fouls it off. And the count is full. Umflett wipes sweat off his brow. He's trying to get settled. He has no interest in the runner at first base. He is solely focused on Brooks. And the ball is in the dirt. That is a base on balls. Robert Brooks gets to advance to first as Colby Brabston then to second. No outs yet in the inning against Columbus State, and coming to the plate is Stephen Minter.
Minter 3 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. He scored 3 runs.
Nice curveball by Umflett. Minter battles it off and fouls it off, but some good hook action from Minter on that one. Same pitch, different result. That ball is down just a little bit low. I like the choice to come right back with that curveball. Minter didn't show that he was in too much control when he swung and got the foul ball on the first one, so there's the curve again from Umflett, although that one is a ball. Good swing into the gap. That's going to be trouble against the Patriots. That is into the right and left field gap. That is going to be a double for Minter. 2 runners are going to score for Columbus, including the runner number 19, Robert Brooks, who scores all the way from first base. And when Brooks made it all the way around on the throw to the plate, Minter advances to third. So 2 runs are the answer from Columbus so far here in the 7th inning, after FMU tallied 4 in the 6th. Now at the plate, number 7, David Meadows.
RBIs 27 and 28 on the season for Minter.
Meadows fouls the first one off. Still shaking that one off. I don't think he's too happy with the result, which was the gapper between right field and center field that went nearly to the fence and scored the runners from first and second. And that was a double by Minter, and then the advance to third on the throw home. Down and out is Umflett on that pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes on that. David Meadows very, very patient out there. 3 RBI on the day for Meadows. Meadows checks his swing, and the first base umpire in Keith Atkinson says, nope, he didn't go around. So Meadows survives the at-bat so far. The count is 2-2. Here comes Meadows. That pitch is just outside, and a bit of framework from Tristan Freeman does not avail the Patriots with a strike on that one. Instead, it is a full count against David Meadows. And the pitch goes through the legs of Tristan Freeman, and that is certainly a wild pitch because that ball hit the dirt, went through his legs, and Minter advances home for the score. And with that wild pitch, that is the 4th ball for Meadows, so Meadows heads to first base.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Bullock. Bullock 1 for 2, RBI single and a sac fly, so he's driven in a couple runs, also walked, so he's been on base twice.
Bullock with a high waving stance, swings and misses. He was looking to send that one out. That was a heavy, hard cut by Dane Bullock, but the pitch by Umflett just got past him. And there's the strike that Umflett was looking for. That ball catches the inside corner. Bullock watched that one go by him. 0-2's the count against Bullock. Bullock with the base hit to center field. Nice job by Bullock just to hit an easy one out in front of the Patriots center fielder, Bill Hanna. 2 runners are aboard, and still no outs in this inning. Columbus State has already tallied 3 runs. There are runners on first and second. We're going to get another consult from Coach Art Anabonet. And Christian Umflett is awaiting to hear the music. You can see him marching around on the mound. He knows that it's probably going to be curtains for him. As Patriots are going to get a new pitcher. Umflett sticks around to be positive to his replacement, and the Patriots will see another pitcher. This will be the 7th pitcher of the game. This is the Patriots' number 50, Joshua Collins.
6'3" freshman right-hander out of right here in Florence and a graduate of South Florence High School. Joshua making his 8th appearance of the year, all in relief, no record. A 4.76 ERA, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 8 hits allowed, 5 runs, 3 of those earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
So the Patriots had really a breath of fresh air in the 6th inning on the grand slam from Tristan Freeman to bring the score to 8-5. But since then, in the top of the 7th, Columbus State has already answered with 3 runs, and without an out tallied against them, they're looking for more with 2 runners aboard. As the freshman Joshua Collins, number 50 for the Patriots, warms up. The Patriots are looking to get out of this inning and just score some more. And you see some high scoring games in collegiate baseball. An 11-5 lead is not insurmountable, especially with 3 more batting opportunities to come for Francis Marion. But for Francis Marion to stay within striking distance, they're going to have to stop this 7th inning run by Columbus State. Joshua Collins has been called to that duty, and his first task is to slow the batsman Will Wilbanks. Good pitch by Joshua Collins, but that ball sails just outside. Count is 1-0 to Will Wilbanks. Wilbanks with 2 walks on the day and 1 stolen base to his credit. Wilbanks bats that ball down the right field line. That is fair. That's going to go to the wall. And 1 run is going to score. That is going to be David Meadows, who is going to be plated. So good work by Will Wilbanks to hit that ball into right field. That ball goes all the way to the wall, and another run scores. Columbus State leads 12-5.
RBI number 13 of the year for Wilbanks, and hit number 13 of the game for the Cougars.
And entering the game, or now into bat, is Matthew McDade. McDade hits it hard down the left field corner. That's going to get to the wall. 2 runners are going to score for Columbus, and that's a stand-up double for Matthew McDade. Columbus State firing on all cylinders here. First, the double by Wilbanks to the right field wall. And now right behind him, McDade with the double to the left field wall. Things aren't going so well for the Patriots, and for Columbus State, the Cougars running on all cylinders now with Connor Curley coming up to the plate for Columbus State. It is 14-5 Columbus State University.
Now 3 RBIs here in game number 1 for McDade. He's up to 26 for the season. Curley in today's game, 1 for 2, a single. He was also hit by a pitch and walk, so he's been on base 3 times.
Hard grounder to Joshua Collins. Collins fields it, gives one look at the runner at second base, and then smartly gives that look to make sure that the runner on second does not advance. And then he puts out Connor Curley with the flick to the first baseman for the Patriots in Will Hardy. So that's actually the first out of the inning. Columbus State has put 6 on the board here in the 7th, and now up to the plate, number 15, Isaac Boughton, back to the top of the order for Columbus State. And Boughton is the only batsman for Columbus State without a hit today. So Boughton is looking to get out of the proverbial doghouse, he being the only one without a hit for the Cougars. 1-1 is the count on Boughton. Good save by Tristan Freeman. That ball was sailing outside against the righty batter in Isaac Boughton. Had that ball gotten past him, for certain the runner on second would have advanced to third. Nice stop by Tristan Freeman. Another stop by Freeman. However, that ball is a wild pitch. That ball was thrown into the dirt, and the runner advances. And now, with 1 out, there is a runner on third base for Columbus State. Boughton with a golden opportunity. A hit here is most certainly an RBI. Instead, a walk. So now we've got runners at the corners, first and third for Columbus State. Only 1 out in the inning. Columbus has put 6 on the board. That answers the grand slam by the Patriots that happened in the bottom of the 6th.
Brabston now at the plate. He is 2 for 4 with a walk and 3 runs scored.
This is Brabston's second plate appearance this inning. Brabston with a hard hit. That's going to be a base hit, and sure enough, another run scores. It is 15-5 Columbus State. Columbus now with 7 runs in the 7th inning. The Patriots thought they were onto something when they got the grand slam down only 8-5, but 7 unanswered from Columbus in the 7th extends the lead to 15-5.
And of course, that is a 10-run margin, and in Peach Belt doubleheader action, they do play a 10-run rule after 7 innings. So hopefully the Patriots can stop it here, and then we can score some runs in the bottom of the inning to keep the game going.
And what's going to be critical there is to just stop the bleeding right now. As it is a 10-run lead, Patriots would only need to score 1 in the bottom of the 7th to keep things going. But if Columbus continues to put more checks on the board, the Patriots will need to tally more just to keep the game going, let alone to get back into things.
Good news on the volleyball court as the Patriots are playing their season finale today over at Lander. Francis Marion defeated the Bearcats 25-10 in the opening set.
And 1's the count.
And Brooks, as we mentioned, 15 home runs on the season. He already showed off his power earlier by hitting a ball over the left field wall and the far back wall of the complex and into the parking lot.
And that swing was an attempt at a homer. He only appears to be swinging hard. And there's a good rule there, which is swing hard. If you hit it, good things will come. So no doubt Robert Brooks following that philosophy. Brooks swings hard, and when he hits it, he has caused problems for the Patriots. And that's going to be just a flip that gets caught by the left fielder Patriots for the Patriots, Jones. So Jones fields that properly, and 2 outs are tallied now with runners on first and second for Columbus State. Patriots are down 15-5, and they are in jeopardy of falling to the doubleheader run rule of a 10-run lead after this 7th inning. The Patriots are going to need to get at least 1 on the board if the score holds. That's a first pitch strike against Stephen Minter. Minter having a great game today, 4 hits, 3 RBI, and he's scored all 4 times that he has gotten, 4 of the 5 times he's gotten on base. He has also been on base with a walk. And a squibber by Minter is going to be an error against the third baseman for the Patriots. That's going to tally another run. Isaac Boughton comes around to score, and good things happen when you put bat on ball. And now it's a 16-5 lead. Runners are at the corners with 2 outs. Joshua Collins has had a tough time getting out of this inning. Columbus State has tallied 8 here in the 7th to blow things wide open. Columbus State leads 16-5. David Meadows at the plate. Meadows with 2 hits, 3 RBI on the day. He has 2 stolen bases to his credit. Oh, and the inside pitch, David Meadows was nearly going to get tagged there on the hip, but instead that ball is just an inside pitch for a ball. Foul ball by David Meadows. One ball, 2 strikes is the count. And the strikeout. Swing and a miss by Stephen Minter, and that stops the CSU run. CSU tallies 8 runs in the 7th to take a 16-5 lead. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Thank you for watching the Patriot Sports Network.
The world is changing, and Francis Marion University is leading the way as it prepares the young men and women for the future. We've added 5 new classroom buildings and 13 new academic programs in the past 6 years, and more are on the way. We're preparing to build a new environmental research center. We're expanding programs in engineering, business, education, healthcare, and the arts and sciences, and we're adding new fields when they're needed. When tomorrow comes, we'll be ready. Best of all, our students will too.
Thanks again for joining us on Patriot Sports Network. Columbus State tallied 8 runs in the top of the 7th to answer for the grand slam of Tristan Freeman in the 6th inning. So at 16-5, the Patriots need to plate at least 2 runs, else they're at jeopardy of falling to the 10-run rule in a doubleheader action. New pitcher for Columbus State University is number 30, Noah Windhorse. He relieves Jalen Latta, who had a fantastic outing minus the grand slam. Otherwise, Latta pitched fantastically for Columbus State, giving up 5 runs on 8 hits.
Noah Windhorse, 6'1" freshman right-hander out of Zebulon, Georgia, Pike County High School. He has a 3-1 record, 3.86 ERA. This is his 10th appearance, all in relief. 25 2/3 innings pitched, 31 hits allowed, 17 runs, 11 earned, 19 strikeouts, 7 walks, and opponents are batting .290 against him.
So coming to the plate for the Patriots. Good start for the Pats. Hard grounder results in a hit for Tanner Wakefield. So Wakefield with the first pitch gets a hit, and he is the first runner for the Patriots. Now Will Hardy comes to the plate. Hardy with 2 at-bats on the day to go along with 1 walk. Outside is the pitch from Noah Windhorst. Windhurst relieves Jalen Latta after Jalen Latta put in 6 innings of work. Latta in line for the win, CSU leading 16-5. Foul ball by Will Hardy. Will Hardy just kind of sticking with it on that swing, just enough to foul things off. His rhythm's off, as is the Patriots after having faced the tempo of Jalen Latta for the first 6 innings of this game. Outside's the call on that one. 1-1's the count. Pardon. Make that 2-1. Will Hardy lets that one go by. That ball just catches the outside edge of the plate for a strike. Outside's the call. Good judgment by Will Hardy to let that go. The Patriots are going to get into this, or at least to get a couple runs to not be run ruled. Then patience has got to be the name of the game with 1 runner already on first base for the Patriots. Hardy with another foul ball. And Hardy hits that ball in between the first baseman and the second baseman for a hit. And that ball would not have gotten through had not the runner at first base been held at first by Stephen Minter. That forced Minter to stay on the bag, leaving a greater gap between the first baseman and second baseman. The ball squirts through. Runners now at first and second with no outs here in the bottom of the 7th.
Patriots will employ a pinch hitter here in the form of Austin Moore, 6'3" sophomore left-handed bat out of Florence, South Carolina, and South Florence High School. Moore batting .277 on the season, no homers, 9 RBIs, and a .319 on-base percentage. Moore, one of the top pinch hitters on the squad, as he's 3 for 6 being used in that vein this season.
Interesting move by Coach Art Anabanet. He replaces Darius Nobles. Nobles with 2 hits on the day. Nobles the cleanup hitter, so I think Anabanet knows that Austin Moore matches up differently against Noah Windhorse. He's going to take a chance with Austin Moore at the plate. And for the Patriots, he's got to pull all the strings that he can not to get run ruled here. They are down 16-5 and at risk of falling here in the 7th inning, that by the 10-run rule in a doubleheader. Austin Moore waves at it for the 3rd strike against him, so credit the strikeout to Noah Windhorst. And now coming to the plate is number 17, Todd Maddox. So Maddox at the plate, runners at first and second. Maddox going to put things in play and at least tally a run here, if not two. Patriots need to get something going soon. Maddox with 2 hits on the day, and he's also plated a run himself. That's a good quality pitch from Noah Windhorst. Curveball comes across the plate for a strike. Maddox is ready and awaiting. Good cutting swing from Maddox. That ball is going to fall just foul. That goes over to the Patriots bullpen. And if Maddox had straightened that out just a little bit, Patriots could have tallied at least 1 run, and that's an area where if that ball gets caught up in the corner, in the deep right field corner, maybe 2 runs score there. So only maybe a foot or 2 away from closing the gap. Here's Maddox again, awaiting the pitch. Maddox was a little bit behind that one, so he's very happy just to put bat on ball on that one and foul that one off. Windhorst, the pitcher, looking to close things out in relief of Jalen Latta here. Good pitch by Windhorst for the strikeout. So Patriot runners on first and second, and coming to the plate is Jack Hegan with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. For number 30, Noah Windhorst, he's looking to close things out on the front end of this doubleheader here. 1 more out would do it here if the Patriots can't tally at least 2 runs. Good pitch by Windhorst. 0-1's the count. And there's a foul ball, and Hegan and the Patriots are down to their last strike. Hegan at 0-2 here with 2 outs in the 7th. 2 runners aboard. A good hit from Hegan here would do the job to get the Patriots back in things. Good pitch by Windhorst, but that ball is just a little bit low, so good job by Hegan to pump the brakes on that swing and just hold off and wait for something better to wave at. Hegan stays alive with another foul ball. The rangy Hegan up there, long-legged, long arm swing. If he can get a connection there with that long arm swing, he could get something into the gap and possibly score the runner from second, even maybe the runner from first. Instead, the swing and the miss. Noah Windhorst strikes out the side to finish things off, and the Patriots fall to Columbus State 16-5 in 7 innings. Please join us in about 25 minutes and catch
35.
Pardon me. Catch us in 35 minutes for the back end of this doubleheader. Thanks again for joining us on the Patriot Sports Network, where Columbus State takes the victory 16-5 in 7 innings.
Couple of notes. Winning pitcher Jalen Latta improves to 3-3. Losing pitcher Halton Hardy drops to 2-2. Leading hitter for the Patriots, obviously Darius Nobles had an RBI single in the 1st inning, and Tristan Freeman a grand slam in the 6th.
Thanks again for joining us on the Patriot Sport Network. And for me and for the production staff, we thank you. And Thanks to Michael Hawkins on providing color for this game, and we'll catch you in about 30 to 35 minutes for the back end of this doubleheader. Patriots against Columbus State University. Thanks again for joining us. We'll catch you in about 30 minutes.
Let me paint you a picture. All of the graduates, all of the faculty, all of the administration, all of the Board of Trustees is decked out in their regalia. Their black robes, their hats, their gold tassels. It's just a most beautiful picture of a very formal kind of occasion. And here we march into the gymnasium, and the music is playing, and the gym is packed. And as we come in, and as you look up at all those people, you see families, huge families. You see not just mama and daddy and two brothers and a sister, but there's grandmama and granddaddy, there's the aunt and the uncle, they're the cousins, they're the next door neighbors. And you know why all those people are there? Because this is the very first one, the very first graduate. And I can guarantee you that when you go to that graduation, you leave with a tear in your eye. Because it's so, so special.
The desire and the love to take care of people is something that you kind of have innate. You kind of just have that thing. But Francis Marion gave me the principles, and they taught me the core values. They taught me leadership qualities, and they've just been foundational and offered a family that I can keep going back to. So even though my personal biological family didn't go to a university, and I didn't really get any experience, wisdom from them for that, I gained a family that could tell me all about college and even the afterlife of college by coming to Francis Marion. And I'm not sure you would have that with, other universities. Throughout the nurse practitioner program, you're already a nurse, and you're a devoted nurse, and you don't want to just quit. And that was another thing I specifically picked this program, was because I was able to look at the curriculum and know that I could work. I even asked a couple of the professors, one being Dr. Hopla, before I started the program, and even she told me, yes, you can still work while you do this. And I did. I worked 40 hours a week, 5 days a week. Sometimes it had to be six days a week to get my 40 hours in, and I still did the nurse practitioner program. It wasn't easy, but nothing worth having is easy. Which the benefit of having classmates and professors that were both working and studying is, we would get worked up and worried about how would we ever do this. And then they would say, well, I can work these 2 12-hour shifts on the weekends and then have the week to study. Or a professor may say, well, you can get creative with your hours here. So you can tell that they've done this, that you can tell that they've gotten creative with their time as well. And then all of a sudden it doesn't feel like such a daunting task, because again, you gain wisdom from their experience.
Choosing a college isn't easy. There are lots of choices to make and so many variables to consider. How do you know when you've found just the right place? The right college will make you feel at home, and that begins with a sense of place. At Francis Marion University, we have a beautiful campus that's safe, well-maintained, and filled with smiling faces. It's the kind of place where you feel you belong, where you wake up in the morning and know that the day ahead will be one you'll savor and enjoy. Now, that doesn't mean life at FMU is easy. There will be challenges. Hard work is expected. We take our academics seriously. You should too. Earning one of our degrees is a real achievement. But some toil, some time invested in a difficult task, that's okay. That's how you grow, how you become someone. FMU is a comprehensive public university, and when it comes to academics, our students have a wide range of choices. We offer more than 75 majors and courses of study. Our professional schools in healthcare, engineering, business, and education are all well-known and respected across the state. At the same time, the arts and the sciences remain the core of what we do. They are the perfect foundation for a successful career and a meaningful life. Programs are important, and we'll continue to work to produce new curriculum that meets the needs of our changing world. But we also know that a great education is less about what is taught and more about who is doing the teaching. FMU's faculty is made up of distinguished scholars and renowned researchers. They're experts in their field and expert teachers too. They love the give and take of the classroom and revel in the progress their students make. In FMU's intimate academic environment, where small classes are the norm, you'll get to know a lot of these dedicated men and women. Some you will remember forever. The academic work and its rewards are why you are here. But there will be a time and place for play, too. We have more than 60 different student organizations and field teams in 14 NCAA sports. A robust schedule of extracurriculars is a big part of each semester. You'll find space here for rest and relaxation. You'll make new friends and build relationships that last a lifetime. And then, almost as quickly as it all began, it will be over. You will graduate and move on to a life and career full of promise. You'll leave memories behind. You'll leave FMU, but you'll be welcome back anytime. Home is like that, you know.